Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our second session for profit and loss. I hope you might have revised the first session of the topic. I would just like to make a suggestion once again over here. Do attend the session of ratio and proportions, percentage and calculations. So you'll feel more comfortable with this topic. Okay, so let's begin this session. Now, in this question, the selling price of an article is 4/3 of its cost price. The profit in the transaction is. Friends, we have already discussed the ratio of SP and CP in our previous session. Okay, if SP by CP ratio is greater than 1, then definitely there is a profit. And if SP by CP is less than 1, then there is a loss. Now, what is the profit percent? If SP by CP is equal to say 1.2, that means there is a 20% profit. And if SP by CP is equal to say 0.75, then there is a 25% loss. Okay, now in this case the ratio is given in fraction. So SP by CP is 4/3. We can say selling price of an article is 4/3 of the cost price. That means SP by CP is 4/3. Okay, which is 1.3333 and so on. So what is the profit in the transaction? That is 33 1/3%. Okay, or we can say it is 1 plus 1/3. So whatever the data that is excess to 1 is the profit fraction. So 1/3 is profit fraction. So if you multiply it by 100, you will be getting the profit percentage. So it is 33 1/3%. Okay, if you are clear with the concept, you don't have to go for any sort of paperwork in this sort of questions. Okay, now let's say this question. The ratio of cost price and selling price is 4:5. Then what is the profit percent? As in the previous case, selling price by cost price will be 5/4. Since we are given the ratio of cost price to selling price, it is 4:5. That means the ratio of selling price to cost price will be 5/4. Definitely it is greater than 1. So there will be a profit. And what is the profit? That is 1 plus 1/4. So profit fraction is 1/4. That means 25%. Okay. Now once again the similar concept. The CP of an article is 40% of the SP. That means CP is equal to 40% of SP, and 40% is what? 2/5. Okay. So SP by CP is 5/2, isn't it? So it is how much extra from 1? That is 2.5, which is 1 plus 1.5. So the profit part is 1.5. That means it is 150%. Okay, now that is profit part. In this question, the percent that the CP is of percent that the SP is of CP. So it is what? 2.5 times, that means 250%. So if you are asked about the gain percent, you can calculate. If you are asked about the percent that the CP is of SP is of CP, then you can calculate, that is 250%. Okay. Friends, I am sure you are having your paper and pen with you and you are solving the problems with me. Okay, let's take this problem. By selling a pen for ₹15, a man loses 1/16 of what it cost him. Now what is the cost price of the pen? Now loss is what? CP minus SP is loss. Okay, now what is loss over here? That is 1/16 of CP. Okay. A man loses 1/16 of what it cost. So the loss is 1/16 of CP. That means 15/16 of CP is equal to SP, isn't it? Now we have been given the selling price. That means 15/16 CP is equal to 15. Okay, that means CP is equal to 16. That is cost price is equal to 16. Even you can do this problem mentally, no paperwork is required at all. Now let's say this question. By selling an article, Ramu earned a profit equal to 1/4 of the price he bought it. If he sold it for ₹375, what is the cost price? That means SP by CP is equal to 1.25. Since the profit is 25% of cost price, that means SP by CP ratio is 1.25, or we can say it is 5 by 4. Okay. Now SP is given to you as 375. We can calculate CP. So CP will be 4 by 5 of SP, that is 375. Okay. So it is rupees 300. As simple as that. Even you can go by backward approach by elimination of options also. Since all the except these two, the remaining options are a bit absurd. So just try this one. If the cost price is rupees 300 and if he is gaining 25% over it, that means he is making 25% of 300, that is 75 rupees profit, which matches our selling price. Okay. So definitely rupees 300 is the correct choice. Now let's see this question. 10% loss on selling price is what percent loss on the cost price? Friends, what is the relationship between selling price, cost price and loss? Cost price minus selling price is equal to loss. Now in this case, and friends, we have to be very clear that we should calculate the loss and profit percent on cost price only. Okay. So in this case, selling price is SP and loss is 10% of SP. Okay, 10% loss on selling price. So it's 10% of SP, or we can say 1 by 10 of SP. That means CP is equal to 1 by 10 of SP plus 1 SP, that is 11 by 10 of SP. Okay, that means SP by CP is equal to 10 by 11. Okay. So what is the loss? That is 1 by 11, and what 1 by 11 is? 9 1 by 11%. Okay, I hope you are clear. It is 1 minus 1 by 11. So minus 1 by 11 is the loss part. So 1 by 11 is the loss part. If we wish to convert into percentage, we have to multiply it by 100. So we'll be getting this. Okay. Now similarly, if loss is 1/3 of SP, then we have to find out the loss percentage. Further, CP minus SP is equal to 1/3 of SP, that is the loss percentage we are given in as a part of SP. So CP is equal to 4 by 3 of SP. That means SP by CP is 3 by 4. Definitely there is a loss, and that loss is 25%. Since it is 1 minus 1 by 4, and 1 by 4 is loss part, and if we convert it to percentage, it will be 25%. Okay. Friends, you should practice to do this sort of problems mentally. Okay. Now let's see this question. The cost price of 20 articles is same as the selling price of 15 articles. What is the profit percent in this transaction? Friends, the problem is very simple. Cost price of 20 article, that is 20 CP of 20 is equal to SP of 15. That means SP by CP is equal to 20 by 15. So it is 4 by 3, that is 1 plus 1 by 3. So what is the profit? That is 1 by 3 and that is equivalent to 33 1 by 3%. Okay. As we have already discussed in the theory session, that whatever is extra from 1 in the ratio of SP by CP, that is profit part, and if it is multiplied by 100, it will be getting the profit percentage. Okay. Now let's see this question. If Ravi purchased 11 mangoes for rupees 10 and sold them, all of them at the rate of rupees 10 for 11, what is the profit percent? Further, we can find out the SP and CP ratio. Selling price for a unit is, that means selling price for one mango is 11 by 10. Okay, and cost price of one mango is 10 by 11. So this is SP by CP ratio. What we can say is 11 into 11 by 100, or it is 1.21. Okay, so in SP by CP ratio, the data after 1, the data after decimal is the profit percentage. So it's 21% profit. Okay. No much calculations are required. You can do this sort of problems even mentally. I hope you are getting my point. We have simply calculated SP by CP ratio, and in this case we have taken the unit price, that is the price for one piece, and whatever is the profit there on one piece, the same profit percentage will be applicable to the entire lot. Now in this question, toffees are bought at the rate of 3 for a rupee. To gain 50%, they must be sold at. Okay, now further we just find SP by CP ratio over here. SP by CP must be 1.5 since we have to gain 50%. Okay, or we can say 3 by 2. Okay, now SP is equal to 3 by 2 of CP. And what is CP per piece? It is 1 by 3. That means we are buying 3 toffees for a rupee. That means per piece it is 1 by 3. Okay, so selling price must be 1 by 2. That means 2 toffees for a rupee. I hope you are clear. ₹1. Okay, since per piece selling price is 1 by 2, that means for 1 rupees the person can sell 2 toffees to gain this much percent. Okay, now if the cost price of 12 pence is equal to selling price of 8 pence, then what is the profit percent? For the CP of 12 is equal to SP of 8, that means SP by CP is equal to 12 by 8, 4 3s 4 2, that means 1.50. That means 50% profit is there. Friends, you should be clear between 1.5 and 1.05. It is 50% and it is 5%. Okay, so in this case it is 50% profit. Now let's say this question. The cost price of 19 articles equal to selling price of 16 articles. That means cost price of 19 is equal to selling price of 16. That means selling price by cost price is equal to 19 by 16. Now the profit part is 16 by 16 plus 3 by 16. That is 1 plus 3 by 16. That means the profit part is 3 by 16. Now convert it into percentage. It is 75 by 4%. That is 18 3 by 4%. I hope you are getting my point. Now let's say this question. If the selling price of 50 articles equal to cost price of 40 articles, that means SP of 50 is equal to CP of 40. That means SP by CP is equal to 40 by 50, that is 4 by 5, which is 0.8. Definitely it is 0.2 less than 1. So it is 20% loss. Since SP by CP is less than 1 and it is 0.2, so it is 0.2, or we can say 20% loss. By selling 110 mangoes, the CP of 120 mangoes is realized. We have to find out the profit percent. That means SP of 110 mangoes is equal to CP of 120 mangoes. That means SP by CP is equal to 120 by 110. Okay, so it is 1 plus 1 by 11. That means 1 by 11 is the profit part and the percentage is 1 by 11 into 100. So which we can say from here the denominator should be 11. So it is 99 plus 100 by 11. So option A is the correct choice. Now cost price of 20 articles same as the selling price of X article. If profit is 25%, we have to find out the value of X. That means cost price of 20 articles is equal to selling price of X articles. Okay, That means SP by CP is equal to 20 by X, which is actually 1.25, or we can say 5 by 4. Since profit percent is 25%, that means this ratio SP by CP will be 1.25, or we can say 5 by 4. Okay. So X will be equal to 4 into 20 by 5, which is 16. Okay. I hope you are getting my point. Let's see this question. Oranges are bought at the rate of 10 for rupees 25 and sold at 9 for rupees 25. What is the profit percent? Now let's find out the SP by CP ratio. Selling price is 25 by 9 and cost price is 25 by 10. We are calculating the unit price. Okay, so it is 10 by 9 finally. So SP by CP is 10 by 9, that is 1 plus 1 by 9. So profit part is 1 by 9. If we convert it into percentage, it will be 11 1 by 9%. I'm sure you are clear. Now let's see this question. Some articles were bought at 6 for rupees 5 and sold at 5 for rupees 6. What is the gain percent? Further, we'll find SP by CP ratio. What is the selling price of one piece? That is 6 by 5. And what is the cost price of one piece? That is 5 by 6. So it is 36 by 25. Or we can say it is 25 by 25 plus 11 by 25. So the profit part is 11 by 25. If we wish to convert it to percentage, it will be 11 by 25 into 100. We can do this calculation even mentally. It will be 44%. Okay. And I'm sure you are practicing with me. So by the end of this session, you will definitely learn some 2 or 3 new methods. Okay. Now see this question. A man bought some fruits at the rate of 16 for rupees 24 and sold them at the rate of 8 for rupees 18. What is his profit percent? Further, we can calculate selling price by cost price ratio. So selling price is 18 by 8 and cost price is 24 by 16. Further, we are calculating the unit price. So it's 18 by 8 into 16 by 24 is SP by CP. Okay. So it's half. I'm sorry, it is 3 by 2. Here 3 and 2. So it's a 1 plus 1 by 2, that is 50% profit. Okay. Now let's see this question. A vendor bought toffees at 6 for a rupee. How many for a rupee must he sell to gain 20%? Now SP by CP is what? 20% profit, that is 120%. SP is 120% of CP. So it is 6 by 5. Okay. That means SP is equal to 6 by 5 of CP, and CP is what? 1 by 6. Okay. That means 1 by 5 is SP. That means for 1 rupee, the person must sell 5 chocolates to gain this much percent. Okay. Now let's see this question. If lemons are bought at 2 for a rupee and sold at 5 for 3 rupees, find the gain percent. Further, we can calculate the SP and CP ratio. What will be the selling price? It is 3 by 5. SP by CP is equal to 3 by 5 divided by cost price, that is 1 by 2. Okay. Then it is 3 by 5 into 2, that is 6 by 5. Okay, that means selling price is 6 by 5 times of cost price. That means it is 1 by 5 extra. Now this 1 by 5 is profit part. That means if we convert it to percentage, it will be 20%. Okay. So the answer to this problem is 20%. You just have to calculate the ratio of selling price to cost price, and whatever the data excess of 1 will be profit part, and just convert that particular fraction into percentage by multiplying it to 100. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now let's say this question. By selling a box for rupees 46, a man lost 8%. For how much should he have sold to get 80%? Now here, what is SP by CP ratio? Since there is a 8% loss, it will be 0.92. Okay, or we can say 92 by 100. Now SP is given to us. It is 46, so we can calculate CP. Now CP is equal to 100 over 92 into 46. Okay. Now we wish to have 80% profit. That in that case we have to find out the selling price. That means selling price will be 1.8 times cost price. Okay, and cost price is this. So I just find 1.8 times of CP. Okay. (1.8) into 50, that is 90. That means the new selling price must be rupees 90. I hope you are clear. Now, similarly, by selling toffees at 20 for a rupee, a man loses 4%. To gain 20% for 1 rupee, he must sell how many toffees? Now, here SP is equal to SP by CP is equal to a loss, that is 4%. So SP by CP will be 96 by 100. Now we have to calculate selling price. Cost price. So cost price will be 100 by 96 into selling price. Now what is the selling price? It's 1 by 20. Okay, this is present selling. This is present cost price. That means it is actual cost price. Okay. Now he wished to gain 20%. That means the selling price should be 1.2 times of cost price. Isn't it? That means SP by CP ratio must be 1.2 to gain 20%. Now we find the new CP, new SP. So selling price is equal to 1.2 times of that this CP. So it is 100 by 96 into 1 upon 20 into 1.2. Friends, you don't have to write the expression once again. You can calculate it over here also. But since I have written CP over here, so just for your clarity, I'm just repeating the expression. Else you can do this calculation by making it to SP into this is 1.2. So it will be time saving as well as space saving for you. Now just calculate it easily. That means selling price must be 1 by 16 per piece. That means for 1 rupee he must sell 16 toffees. Okay, I hope you are clear. This is the new selling price. Now let's take another problem. Friends, I hope you are having your paper and pen with you and you are practicing with me. Okay, just pause the session as of now. Do the question once on your own, then match your solution and answer with mine. Okay. By selling 45 lemons for rupees 40, a man loses 20%. How many should he sell for rupees 24 to gain 20% in this transaction? The problem is quite similar to the previous one. Here, the loss is 20%. That means SP by CP is equal to 0.8. Okay. Now, what is the selling price? First of all, we have to find out the cost price. So cost price is equal to selling price by 0.8. Now what is the selling price? It is 40 over 45 and divide by 0.8 will be getting the cost price. Now we have to find the selling price to gain 20%. That means the selling price should be 1.2 times of this cost price. Okay, so new selling price is equal to, this is the cost price and it is 1.2 times this cost price. Okay. That means the new selling price is 4/3 rupees per piece. Okay. That means one has to spend 4/3 rupees to buy one lemon. That means 4/3 rupees for one lemon. That means for 24, one can buy 24 by 4 into 3, that is 18 lemons. Okay, so this is the correct choice. I have explained step by step. You can reduce the step if you are clear with the concept. Let's see this question. A sells a bicycle to B at a profit of 20%. B sells it to C at a profit of 25%. If C pays rupees 225 for it, what is the cost price of A? Let the cost price of A is X. Okay. Now X is selling for a profit of 20%. That means he's selling at 120% of his cost price. Now what is 120%? It is 6/5. Now this is the cost price for B. Now B is selling to C for a profit of 25%. That means B is selling for 125% of its cost price. Now this is the cost price of B and it is 125, its 125% will be cost price of C. Now what 125%? It is 5/4. Now this is cost price of C, which is 225. So we started with X, that is purchase price of X. Now X is making 20% profit. That means this particular part is cost price of B. Okay, then B is selling it for 25% profit. That means this complete part is cost price of C. Now we have been given the cost price of C is 225. So we can calculate X. Okay. So X is equal to 4 into 225 by 6. Okay. So it will be rupees, it's 900 by 6, that means rupees 150. I hope you are clear. Friends, will be doing more such problems in our next sessions. Till then you should revise this particular session and the previous session also. Okay, let's meet in the next session once again. Bye bye.